Platinum Chevrolet Cadillac, Terrell, Texas. Title sponsor for Friendly Live on Friendly News. Platinum Chevrolet Cadillac. Big enough to serve you, small enough to know you.
And we are live from the stage of the Texan Theater in downtown Greenville, Texas. It is Friendly Live, brought to you each and every Wednesday by Platinum Chevrolet Cadillac in downtown Terrell, Texas, and our own Henley Auto Supply right here in Greenville, Texas. I want to say a big old thank you to, I know she's in the house somewhere today, one Miss Barbara Horan, the owner of the Texan Theater. Thank you so much for this beautiful venue. Yes. And up in that sound booth up there is a young man that takes care of all of us, makes us sound real good. One Mr. Mike Rowan on sound, Troy on that big light up there, and our stage director, one Mr. Bill Salmon, Ray and Jerry, the hands that help him out. Folks, thank you so much. We do have a great show for you today, and I say great because it's a special show for me because we are now, 2 years old going into this show that we've got? Yeah, we're 2 years old. It's taken me 2 years to get the singing doctor on the stage. So, if you would, put your hands together for Dr. Matt Koger. Thank you, Matt.
You bet.
Man, I tell you what, this is a special day for me because, you know, a lot of you remember the old BAW days and having Matt on the microphone and playing at the winery. We had such a great time. So I'm going to sit over here and reminisce about that. But you got songs I know you're going to play today.
I'm going to try.
All righty. Good. Matt Koger.
Thanks, guys. And hello to everybody that I can see and that I can't see. So you guys are probably wondering what I'm doing up here, and I'm wondering the same thing. So we'll see how it goes. But don't worry, I have a day job. I just left there, ran over here. I'm going to play you some songs that I made up. So all the songs I'll play today I wrote by myself, except for this first one. I wrote it with my family, so all of my kids contributed a verse. My wife, who's here, contributed a verse, and this is called The Little Things. Thank you for my comfy shoes, the taste of bacon and orange juice. Thank you for the smell of rain and for rolling down the window and listening to a train. Thank you for an ocean breeze, the feel of waves lapping at my knees. And thank you for the puppy breath on the little dog trying to lick me to death. Hey, thank you for my coffee cup, the blue sky when I'm looking up, the green grass when I'm looking down. That's enough to take a frown and turn it upside down. Now don't get me wrong, I love the big things that you do, like my wife, my kids, my health, and your love that is true. But today I want to thank you for the little things, 'cause from my point of view, you add up all of those little things, and that makes a big thing too. So thank you for a country song, the kind that makes you want to sing along. Thank you for a cookie dough and for a first kiss. Oh, 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 oh. Thank you for baseball and for an umpire who can make a call. Thank you for my ice cream bar. I guess I better thank you for my little red car. How about my fishing pole? Call me butter, I'm on a roll. I thank you for the starry night and the 2 weeks a year when the weather's just right. Hey, don't get me wrong, I love the big things that you do, like my wife, my kids, my health, and your love that is true. But today I want to thank you for the little things, 'cause from my point of view, if you add up all of those little things, that makes a big thing too. So thank you for a bubble bath, thank you for a big belly laugh, and thank you for this old guitar, and for a wiffle ball game out in the backyard. Did I thank you for my comfy shoes, the taste of bacon and orange juice? Did I thank you for the smell of rain, and for the sound that you hear when you roll your window down and you listen to a train? Thank you, Lord, for the little things. Thanks a lot. Can I get a little more guitar in the monitor? I don't really need it, but it makes me sound professional. I pick up any little tricks and tips to help me along the way. So my wife said don't play depressing songs, so that cuts out 90% of my repertoire. So I'll be playing the other 10% for you today. And when I run out of those, we'll go to the depressing songs. So everybody's been through it, the pandemic, Ice-mageddon, and all of that. Everybody wants an escape, so here's a song for help us escape a little bit. Well, I work and work, I try and try, still I owe and owe, but I buy and buy. I don't know when the dream I was chasing started chasing me, but it hit me today right out of the blue. I gotta get away, I know what to do, I'm gonna make a break, gonna head for the sea. Just give me the keys, that warm ocean breeze, a long walk in the sand, going nowhere but just where I please. I won't have a care once I'm back down there. Seems less like a destination than an answer to prayer. I love the New York lights, the Texas plains, Rocky Mountains high, Seattle rain. I'd go anywhere just as long as you're there too. But there's just one place that speaks to my soul. It's where the seagulls fly and the breakers roll. And I know you feel the same way too. So give me the keys, that warm ocean breeze, a lazy day in the sun, doing nothing but just what we please. We won't have a care once we're back down there. It's less of a destination than an answer to prayer. Live for the moment, that's what the wise men say. What's done is done, and what's yet to come may never come our way. So give me the keys, that warm ocean breeze, a long walk in the sand, going nowhere, just where we please. We won't have a care, it's so simple down there. It's less of a destination than an answer to prayer. It's less of a destination than an answer to prayer. So give me the key, give me the key, just give me the key. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks a lot.
You know, we normally go to a commercial break about this time, but I know you came here to listen to Matt Koger sing music, right? All right, Matt Koger.
All right. You asked for it. So this may seem depressing throughout the song, but stay with me. It gets a little better. Well, Betty lit her cigarette off the burner on the stove in the kitchenette of the one-room apartment where she'd make her last stand. She took a drag and blew smoke through the rays of the sunlight sneaking round the window shades and cussed the day that she ever met that man. Well, Harold, he'd been long and lean, but for years now he's just fat and mean. In the back of his hand it was hard, hard as a boot. She's always finding out the hard way, like when she's late getting dinner on the table that day, that he hit her so hard he chipped off her front tooth. Well, they always said he'd have the devil to pay, but the devil's gonna have to get in line today. She finally figured she had nothing to lose but the 3 or 4 unopened bottles of booze that she'd crawl into when she just couldn't take any more. But when the graveyard shift at the plant was up, outside she'd hear his truck, and for the first time she wouldn't fear him coming through the door. They always said he'd have the devil to pay, but the devil's gonna have to get in line today. She saw the sweat form on his brow when he heard her say the words all over now, and she pulled that gun out from 'neath the morning news. Then Harold's face turned ghostly white. He grabbed his chest and fell to the right, and a heart attack was all that anybody ever knew. They always said he'd have the devil to pay, but I guess the Lord was looking out for old Betty today. So Betty lit another cigarette off the burner on the stove with no regret. She opened the door and let the sun shine on her face. Thanks.
Oh, man, I tell you, brings back memories. It brings back a lot of good memories because the music that you do is so real, you know, and you write about different things in the community and everything, and it's awesome. We're going to commercial break because we have to do this so that I can invite guests like Matt Koger on our show. So, and another thing I want all of you to remember, if you're local, shop local, please, because the merchants here need it just like the merchants anywhere else. We're coming back to Matt Koger live here at the Texan Theater with Friendlee Live in just a moment. Y'all stay tuned.
Say goodbye to 2020 with a brand new Chevy.
Right now, everybody gets employee pricing on most 2020 and 2021 Chevy models. That's right, employee pricing for everyone.
Don't miss Goodbye 2020 at Platinum Chevrolet.
Need a part for the right price? Look for that red and blue sign. Henley Auto Supply at 1510 Stonewall. Over 800,000 CarQuest parts to choose from. Domestic, European, and Asian parts. Henley Auto Supply at 903-455-1969. 455-1969. Henley Auto Supply has the right part to keep your vehicle running, and backed by the best hometown service. Henley Auto Supply. Great people, great products, great prices. Henley Auto Supply and CarQuest.
And we are live on the stage of the Texan Theater in downtown Greenville, Texas. It's Friendly Live, brought to you each and every Wednesday by Platinum Chevrolet Cadillac in downtown Terrell, Texas, and Henley Auto Supply right here in Greenville, Texas. Without those sponsors and all the other ones, it would be hard for us to stand up here, me to stand up here and do what I do every Wednesday and bring you the music of a lot of great artists, as we have one today, a hometown doctor. I always call him the singing doctor, Dr. Matt Koger. And Matt, you write a lot of songs about individuals in the city, throughout the county and everything. And I know today you're going to be sharing some of those with us, right?
I will, sure.
Oh, good.
Everybody will remain anonymous.
Everybody remain anonymous. Put your hands together for Matt Koger.
So, as Friendly's alluding to, I really started writing songs late in my life. I didn't play the guitar at all until I was in my 30s, and my motivation was to kind of help the kids grow up with some musical influence in the house. I've always been a lover of listening to music, but no one played music. So I got lucky and was able to teach myself more or less to play the guitar with the help of some friends, and then the songwriting thing just surprised me. It wasn't anything I ever set out to do. But in the beginning, the idea was to sing the kids songs at night when they were going to bed, and did that for a lot of times. And then finally played some songs for somebody besides my mother, who thought every song was great. And turns out some people thought that some of the other ones were okay too. And that morphed into a few other things, and wound up going to Nashville. I sort of won a songwriting contest, went to Nashville, met with some people, and found out what it would be like to have a career as a staff writer, which it doesn't pay any money. And when you have 4 kids and already have a career, and you didn't come to town on tip jar money, they wonder why you're there. And I sort of wondered the same thing. So I didn't have a lot of interest in writing songs about a little red wagon because somebody needed a red wagon song. I just write songs as they come about. So this next song is no different. This is one of my daughter's friends. When she grew up, she was quite the little tomboy. And I wrote this song called Black Eyed Susan. The toughest thing in the whole 3rd grade was a freckle-faced girl with pigtail braids, and it didn't matter what game you played, boy, you's gonna be losing to the tomboy everybody called Black Eyed Susan. Now Susie earned that reputation, and she backed it up on many occasions, handing out a little bit of persuasion with her fist. She also held me down on the playground and gave me my first kiss. I hollered, Red Rover, let Susie come over. My friends all said I was cruising for a bruising. Didn't I know that's the girl everybody called Black Eyed Susan? Well, by the time she turned 17, she's the finest thing that anybody'd ever seen. I gave her doorbell a ring, wondering what I was doing. Taking roses to a girl that they all call a Black Eyed Susan. So took her parking in the old man's car. Made my move, but it didn't get far. She said, I hope it don't leave a scar. I'll drive home. The way my eye was swelling up, you know I really couldn't see the road. I hollered, Red Rover, when this blows over, I hope that I haven't completely ruined my chances with the girl that they all call Black Eyed Susan. Picture a great guitar solo. Thank you. So after we got the ground rules straight, man, everything else worked out just great. I bought a ring, popped a question, set a date, and she come down the aisle. And if you ever need a church full of people to stand up and smile, just holler, Red Rover, let Susie come over. I want y'all to know that I'm forever choosing the tomboy everybody calls Black Eye Susan. Yeah, I love you, girl, my little Black Eye Susan. All right, thanks. No, it's not. It's my mother-in-law's name, though, so I'll leave that right there. Another local story. I used to always say, you know, you don't need to try to make things up. Just read the news. Truth is stranger than fiction, and that's where we came up with this one. It's a little dated, but I see some Hunt County faces, so you guys will remember this one. Well, I live out on the Blackland Prairie where life is very ordinary, but every once in a while something happens that's hard to believe. It was on that summer afternoon in the skies over Caddo Mills in June when truth was stranger than fiction, you'll agree. There was a feller on the run from the DEA trying to make his getaway in an airplane loaded down with contraband. And when he realized that he was gonna get caught, he started throwing out his pot like a bomber. He took aim at our land. Now no one was hurt by the 100-pound sacks, but I heard a horse had a heart attack. A carport roof and a shed both got caved in. And one bag landed in Farmer Brown's fire, and the smoke from the fire grew higher and higher, and so did Farmer Brown when he breathed it in. But we're still waiting on hell to freeze, or an apple to fall far from a tree, or to look up and see a pig that's learned to fly. But if the world's gonna end when the sky rains grass, put your head between your legs and pray it'll pass. But you just may have to kiss your butt goodbye. Well, the fella found a place to set his airplane down. He walked down Main Street and took the bus out of town. I've heard California's nice this time of year. And just when you thought that you heard it all, Farmer Brown made the 911 phone call where he told them aliens had abducted his John Deere. Now I've heard tell there was 8 bags of pot. Some they found, some they have not. I also heard that he threw out bags of seed. There ain't a Twinkie left in all of Hunt County when April showers bring May's bounty. What do y'all bet half the wildflowers are weed? We're still waiting on hell to freeze, or an apple to fall far from a tree, or to look up and see a pig that's learned to fly. But if the world's gonna end when the sky rains grass, put your head between your legs and pray it'll pass. But you just may have to kiss your butt goodbye. Yeah, I live out on that Blackland Prairie where normally life is very ordinary, but every once in a while something happens it's hard to believe. All right.
I was waiting for that one, and there's more, folks. I tell you what, when he starts singing and telling the stories about how the song came about, it's very entertaining. We're going to a commercial break because we have to go to a commercial break because we can't do this without the commercials. And by the way, if you see the commercials anywhere, go to the businesses that support us here in Greenville, Texas, because you know we love them and they take care of us. And we want to take care of them. We're coming back with Matt Koger at the Texan Theater live for Friendly Live. So y'all stay tuned. We'll be back.
At Hunt Regional Healthcare, providing the highest level of care is our priority. That's why patients trust us with their health. From our expansive list of services to our highly trained medical staff, we work hard to bring you the latest advancements in care, comfort, and cutting-edge technology. We're more than just a hospital. We're a therapy center, a sleep lab, a cancer facility, and more. We do more with more because our patients deserve nothing less.
When it comes to high-quality service for cell phones and televisions, no one beats Crumpton TV. They have been serving Greenville and the surrounding area for over 57 years. For details about all services, call 903-455-2043 or visit CrumptonTV.com. Also, the official home of the Big Green Egg.
Carol Hoops and Trey Warren at C&R Floors invite you to their new location for the same quality products, service, and installation they have provided for over 20 years. C&R Floors, 2706 Highway 69 South in Greenville.
Are you tired of those big chain tire dealers giving you the runaround? Are you not getting the customer service you deserve? If not, call me and I will wrench the competition. Come see us at Discount Wheel and Tire at 4609 Wesley in Greenville. Discount Wheel and Tire, and we will get you all that you deserve.
And we are live from the stage of the Texan Theater in downtown Greenville, Texas. It is Friendly Live, brought to you each and every Wednesday by Platinum Chevrolet Cadillac in downtown Terrell, Texas, and our own Henley Auto Supply. Those two organizations take care of us on this stage, and we are so appreciative of both of them and all the other sponsors that we have. And we are so glad today, of all days, that we have the man that I've grown to know as not just as a doctor, but not as a singer, but as a great friend and someone that can make you laugh when you think you can't laugh. And his songs do a lot. And also, let's talk about social media also.
Yeah, I do have a Facebook page for my songwriting. I've taken a break from all of this for about the last 8 years while we got our kids raised up, but now that we're empty nesting, I'm trying to get back to it. So it's Matt Koger, Koger, Texas songwriter. If you would go and join and like that, I would sure appreciate it, because my friends from high school are probably sick of me trying to put my songs on my regular page.
Also, too, I know that we was talking about merchandise before. I think you may have some old CDs laying around somewhere because
they're not CDs; they're coasters. They're more useful now as coasters. I have a beautiful set of 4 coasters.
Well, I have a set also. So if you want a set of coasters, you might contact him on Facebook. But
you can download my music on iTunes. You can join me on Spotify. I get about a $6.13 check twice a year from Spotify. So thank you, whichever one of y'all that is.
I tell you what, that mailbox money comes in handy sometimes.
Oh man, I tell you.
All right, enough of this talking. You want to hear Matt Koger sing, right? Put your hands together. Yeah, Matt Koger.
So this next song, might as well. I enjoy people understanding what the songs are about. I know that if you're a good songwriter, you shouldn't have to tell anybody anything. The song should do that, but I'm not, so I'll tell you. My grandmother, who's long since passed away, lived several years after my grandfather had died, and we would go over and visit her. Her name was Jean Koger, if any of you knew her. And I noticed one day on her coffee table she had this deck of cards, and the faces had been worn off of the cards from her playing so many games of solitaire. And that sort of hit me, and it's sad and sweet, but this is called Solitaire. When the sun is sinking low, it shines through the windows and her stained glass will glow, and she'll flash a smile to reassure an old friend that it's fine to go. And for the deck of cards she goes, plays the only game she knows you can play with only one. She's playing solitaire, wishing he was there. Another lonely night's begun, and when the night is so still that you can hear the sound of a teardrop and the phone won't ring, and memories of yesterday, they won't stop. Is there comfort in the sound of the playing cards snapping down as you deal the last hand of the day, playing solitaire, wishing he was there, passing lonely nights away? Well, I know there's a sadness in this song, and I know she missed him so long, but I know she don't want pity from me or you. She just wishes that everyone knew a love so true. You know, a bird will still sing. Hold on. A bird will still sing, even when no one can hear the song. And she'll still call his name and talk to him just like he ain't been 10 years gone. 'Cause she knows that someday, she knows that some way he'll be waiting there to hold her again. But now it's solitaire and wishing he was there through the lonely nights till then. Thank you. All right, enough of that. I get it. So you never know what, I would say almost all of my songs are inspired by something that actually happened one way or another. My older two boys went to Texas Tech, and we take that long ride out to Lubbock, and you go through lots of desolate parts of the state. They're pretty, but they're also pretty barren. And just outside of Abilene, there's a huge farm auction. And I noticed that every time we would go through there, they would have a big sign up about another auction for another farm that had gone under and everything. So that was really the inspiration for this next song. It's called 30 Days. This is one of my new songs. My great-great-grandpa fought Comanche, cold and drought, and he raised up kids and he settled this land, all living in the shadow of doubt. Fever took a baby, the railroad took his wife, then the bottle took his mind till the bullet took his life. Well, the banker man don't give a damn about the history of our land, or the fact that Big Farm has cut the legs out from under the little man. They just give me 30 days to be up and gone, then they'll call the auctioneer, sell the equipment, the house, the farm, the blue skies and the white-tailed deer. Well, how did taking it easy get so hard? And how come the American dream seems so far away from where I kneel and pray for more than just these 30 days? How did taking it easy get so hard? Well, I came home from Vietnam and worked the pipeline to make ends meet. Kept the dream alive till the work dried up. Now these bills, they got me beat. It's been 29 days that I haven't touched a thing, just watched the sun rise and set. Well, pride, that's a bitter pill to chew, and I ain't got it down yet. I took this old box of blast caps that I stole on my pipeline days, and I wired one up to the diesel tank, another to the gas main. And in the twilight out on the back porch, I cracked an old bitter bottle of wine. Tomorrow it'll all belong to someone else, but tonight it's still all mine. So how did taking it easy get so hard? Who stole the American dream and moved it so far away from where I kneel and pray for more than just these 30 days? How did taking it easy get so hard? It was around midnight out on the Cap Rock. The wine and the tears were dry. My mind drifted off to my great-great-grandpa and all he did to get by. Now my Christian raising teaches me to love the banker just the way that Jesus loves me. But I curse that son of a bitch, and I threw the switch. They said you could see the flames clean to Abilene. How did taking it easy get so hard? How come the American dream seems so far away from where I knelt and prayed for more than just those 30 days? How did taking it easy get so hard?
All right.
Thanks.
All right. Matt Koger, we are going to commercial break, and after a commercial break, we are going to let Matt, how about we just let Matt play some music? How would you like that? How about it? All right. We'll be back at the Texan Theater right here in downtown Greenville, Texas.
Hi, I'm Kathy at Long Branch Dental Center. Today I'm going to tell you about our free whitening for life. As long as you're a patient 16 years of age and older, every time you get your teeth professionally cleaned, you'll get free whitening for life. And if you're a new patient to our Long Branch Dental family, for $49, you're not only going to get free whitening for life, you'll get your teeth cleaned, free x-rays, a professional future photo, and cancer screening for only $49. Free whitening for life. Call today, 903-455-4161. Long Branch Dental Center, making North Texas more beautiful, one smile at a time.
The recipe for great food is simple. Make it fresh. Wings to go in Greenville, where every order is a custom order made with fresh ingredients. Wings to go, 7818 Wesley Street in Greenville. Simply great wings.
Do you need custom printing on caps, shirts, and other apparel? Come check out what we can do for your organization at East Texas Print Shop, 2218 Lee Street. Our top-of-the-line screen printing and embroidery machines can handle just about any job you can throw at us. T-shirts are great for special events. Sports teams always need custom uniforms. We can print them. Check out our custom apparel store or shop online at easttexasprintshop.com or just give us a call at 903-453-1581.
By Platinum Chevrolet.
Hi, I'm Kathy at Long Branch Dental Center. Today I'm going to tell you about our free whitening for life.
Those two sponsors help us each and every Wednesday, and a lot of the other sponsors. And sometimes I go to the audience and talk to guests, and I have a particular guest in the audience today. One, Miss Julie Horn. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. And you are with?
Remember For Me.
And Remember For Me is?
It is Hunt County's Alzheimer's Association that takes care of the Alzheimer's caregiver.
And some of the caregivers may be on the audience today. We want to say a big old thank you for you and Shannon for coming in today. And folks, it's a great organization. If you don't know about them, we have a Facebook page.
We have a Facebook page, but we do offer several services, which is free respite care for the caregiver, as well as free light housekeeping and free lawn service.
Folks, I'm telling you, yes, thank you. Julie, thank you so much for the job that you're doing. And folks, I think it's time to hear Matt for the rest of the show. How about it? Are you ready? Let's do it. Matt Koger.
Okay, thanks. And thanks for any caregivers that are here today. I can tell you, I know what a burden that is for you being a primary care physician. I can tell you there's even a special code that we can put in that's caregiver burden because it's real. And I hope that if anything we've done today brings you a little joy, then mission accomplished. And thanks for all you do, Julie. So now that I seemed like I was caring, I'm going to sing a real thoughtless song. I'm sure I'll be in trouble, but it's a true story, so I got to back myself up. So it's been a long time ago, but I was on the service road in front of Home Depot before Tamales was over there. This is way back, okay? And there was a traffic jam, which doesn't happen in Greenville. It happens in Houston, where I'm from, but not here. So as I'm working my way through the traffic jam, I see that each car is moving around one thing at a time. And when I get my turn, I find that what's holding us up is a gentleman who's driving a handicapped scooter down the center of the lane in the service road. He's got on a flag one of these orange triangles waving behind him. He's a very large man. And in the front, this is tell you how long ago this was. He's got an in-the-box, old-style, square 20-inch television that looked like it probably weighed 200 pounds. And it's bungee-corded, true story, onto the basket that's on the front of the handicapped scooter that's going down the lane. So, I mean, this doesn't happen every day. And so we need to immortalize it. And I just made the song up for the most part, although there have been several sightings of this man through town throughout the years, and I incorporated some of those in. I gave him a name. His name was not James. He came up to me at the bowling alley one night and said, "Hey, I know that song you wrote about me." And I said, "Oh?" He says, "My name's not James." I said, "Oh, I won't tell you what his name was, but anyway, I'm sorry, but this is what y'all asked for." Now, I'm not going to start off that bad. I got to get better. See, I didn't practice this one because I wasn't going to play it. And then Friendlee says, "You got to play James." And Terry's back there like, James. I know. Well, James weighs about 400 pounds and he doesn't walk far anymore. He takes a handicapped scooter down the service road anytime that he goes to the store. He's got an orange triangle on the back, got a wire basket on the front end. Sometimes he rides without a shirt, and one time he had a woman with him. I don't know his story or his last name, but the plates on the scooter say James. And he'll make 50 miles an hour, passing a water tower, eating ice cream in the rain. Now James sort of lends himself to a joke, and I had a laugh or two myself when I saw him pulling out of that parking lot with that 20-inch television set. Now he came to a crawl going up the overpass that saved him from crossing Maine. Then he shot like a rocket down the other side, and in the end it all came out the same. I don't know his story or his last name, but the plates on the scooter say James. And he'll make 50 miles an hour just passing a water tower, eating ice cream in the rain. Just the other day, I was pulling into Sonic and I ordered me a Diet Limeade. Guess who pulled into the stall next to me, picking up the phone order that he'd made? Well, he popped an onion ring for the road and he winked as he backed out of his spot. Gave a hand signal and turned left onto Wesley and was killed by a falling bag of pot. I don't know his story or his last name, but the plates on the scooter say James. He'll make 50 smile an hour just passing a water tower, eating ice cream in the rain. Thanks. So, all right. Anything else y'all want to hear? Mile High. I don't remember that one. JFK. Okay, I do know that one. That was for the longest time. That was my #1 song on iTunes. It went aluminum. That's right. Guy Clark told me, true story. He said, when you write a song, put the name of a town in it. You at least get fans from that town. And I never thought about that. But my two best-selling songs, Fort Worth Moon, Rushville, Nebraska. So it sounds like he knew what he was doing, which obviously he did. Okay, guitar pick this time. So you want to hear how this song came about? I went to school, actually, the guy who taught me to play guitar when I was in residency, his name's Alan Clark. He grew up in Fort Worth. And he had a friend that he went to school with whose dad owned a printing press, which happened to be right across the street from the Texas Hotel, which is now the Hilton. But that is where JFK and Jackie spent the night before they flew to Love Field and history took place. And for one, I never knew that JFK had been in Fort Worth the night before. But two, what got me interested in this was my friend's dad, who owned the printing press, took pictures that morning of JFK and Jackie outside the hotel. And then after the tragedy, for years, he printed those pictures and sold them. So if you don't know the history, he had been in San Antonio and flew into, I think that's Meacham Field over there, went to Fort Worth, spent the night in the hotel, and got up and spoke to the Fort Worth Businessmen's Association, where he blessed their breakfast before flying over to Dallas. So this is called Fort Worth Moon. The song is about a man I never knew at all. It's about how the top of the world makes for a real bad fall. And it's about how one night down in Texas, November 1963, was 35 miles from Dallas and hours from destiny. Now JFK don't mean nothing to me. He's just a cover of some magazine. But I remember how my mama said she cried over all those broken dreams. And did you know that the last night he ever spent on this earth, he's with his wife in the Texas Hotel in downtown Fort Worth. And all hell was set to break loose come tomorrow afternoon. But I hope that he slept like a baby that night 'neath the Fort Worth moon. So I read about the next morning, about the businessman's breakfast he blessed. And I wondered if his mind drifted off to helping her button up the pink dress. And I wonder if he talked with that boy that the world would soon come to know. And I wonder if there was something in the back of his mind saying, Jack, man, just don't go. And I wonder about that woman whose man was taken away too soon. I wonder how many nights she's closed her eyes and dreamed of that Fort Worth moon. Well, I walked across that grassy knoll. One night I stood at that eternal flame, and my mind was hopping with thoughts of much more than just who was to blame. Yeah, I thought about the last night spent between a woman and a man. Thought about the love of my own and the ring on my left hand. And a tear fell down my face for a man I never knew, when I cast my eyes out to the west and I saw it. It was the Fort Worth moon. The Fort Worth moon. Thank you. Appreciate it. Was daydreaming of Galveston, summer of '85. First time I ever saw your face, first time I ever felt so alive. I remember LA, the penthouse view and the Hollywood lights. We had chocolate-covered strawberries and champagne, but it was you that made me feel like a king that night. It's just that little piece in time that would be lost if not for the memory that holds like a thread in the ties that bind. Forever in love, you and me. I remember that night in the park when we laid that blanket out beneath those trees, and we talked and we laughed and we loved the night away. Your skin was as soft as the breeze, or maybe it was just a random Tuesday night when the phone kept ringing, the laundry was piled up, and the kids ran wild. And you busted me cold, I was staring at you, and the world stood still for a smile. It's just a little piece of time. It would be lost if not for the memory that holds like a thread in the ties that bind. Forever in love, you and me. Through the sunshine, through the rain, through the laughter, through the pain, and through all those dreams that did and the one that did not come true. Forever in love, me and you. That's for Chris.
Woo! Oh man, what a song. I tell you what, we have somebody else in the audience today, Matt, that I've got to let you know. I know he's going to have one question, so I'm going to let him ask the question.
Dr. Matt, do you have a train song?
A train song? Oh, man. If I was Fred Eaglesmith, I would.
Even the Beeve couldn't find Fred Eaglesmith.
Let me think for a minute, but it doesn't come to mind. Do I have a train song, Chris? No? Anybody? A dog song? No, but Chris Stapleton sure does. Have you heard that? Run, Maggie, Run?
Run, Maggie, Run. Oh, yeah.
I can't listen to that without getting teary. I'll work on one for next time, though.
I'll tell you what we're going to do. He's got time for one more, right? You got time for one more from Dr. Matt Koger. And next week's artist is coming. He's been here several times, and he's recovering from some throat surgery, but he wanted to come back on stage, is Brandon Bamberg from Royce City. Yes, he'll be back here next Wednesday here at the Texan Theater. But right now, put your hands together for our guest today, the singing doctor, Dr. Matt Koger.
Thank you all very much. So I'll leave it up to you. Do you want a depressing, sad song to go out on? You want a funny song to go out on? Well, hold on. I've got other options. I got killing songs. I got long ballads that drone on forever and ever. Nose takers? We're going to go with funny. All right. You asked, remember this was a request if you feel bad about it after it gets going. It's my PG-13 moment. So this was a story that was told to me, and I put the story into the song. So in that sense, it is true, and it did happen to me. However, I was not present for the actual events depicted in the story, nor do I condone or endorse any of the behaviors herein discussed. I don't make the news, I just report it. He orders Tito Teenies, up with a twist. He's got his best friend's gold watch hanging on his wrist. A set jaw and a wandering eye that don't miss a one-legged woman when she hops by. He says, I'll tell you a tale from back in my youth. Then he spends one so wild it had to be true about a one-legged woman that he claimed was a whore. Said her name was Peggy, then he said he didn't know her. It was Rushville, Nebraska. Back in the day, a drinking wild turkey down, blowing pheasant away. Staying in the field till the sun went down, then firing up the truck, heading into town where the Ogallala Sioux lived across the bridge. On the highway north, it led to Pine Ridge. They'd come down for a beer and a chuckle. In the morning they'd head home, walking on their knuckles. Old Magic Fritz, he owned the drugstore, was the Indian agent, the mayor, and what's more, he's a pretty good guy to help a white boy through a night of hanging out with a bunch of drunken Ogallala Sioux. Now old Fritz kept a 45 tucked in his crotch. He'd acquired a taste for single malt scotch. He's a half-breed, about the size of an ape. Two facts that helped him out in more than one scrape, and he took them for a walk where the ladies won't go. You might have said that the street had a red light glow. Pointed to a place sitting high on the hill, said, fellers, that there is the pride of Rushville. It's the Travelers Motel, Cat House Saloon. They got a pinball, a foosball, and air hockey too. And you can cut the rug with a one-legged woman of the night. That's right. There's liquor in the front and poker's in the rear. If your wife calls up, buddy, you were never here. It's the kind of place where enough wrong turns make a right. Well, this they had to see, so they walked through the door. Sure enough, there she was, hopping round the dance floor. Said her name was Peggy, smelled so sweet. Asked him for a dance, but he had 2 left feet. So they just sat down and they talked a bit. She had a fine behind and a great set of wits. He said, Peg, don't you make me beg. I just gotta hear the story how you lost that leg. She said it all happened one summer night when all hell broke loose in a cat house fight. There were naked men fighting down the halls. They were swinging their swords, Lord, it really beat all. And then she got tangled up in the bed springs. It snapped her leg just below the knee. The last thing about the night she could recall was Chief Red Fox Fogg walking in with a saw. They took her to the doctor, he made her a great deal, made an artificial leg that fit a high heel. The church women said he'd be paid in spades, but everybody took it out in trade. At the Travelers Motel, Cat House Saloon, they got a pinball, a foosball, and air hockey too. And you can cut the rug with a one-legged woman of the night. That's right. Liquor's in the front and poker in the rear. If your wife calls up, buddy, you were never here. It's the kind of place where enough wrong turns make a right. Well, he leans back in his chair like he owns the place, a big old grin breaking out on his face. He takes a $5 bill and lays it down for the tip. He tips the glass to his lip and he takes the last sip of the Tito-Tini. Up with a twist, he takes a look at that gold watch on his wrist and says, fellas, I bid you all adieu. I just had time for a tale or two. Thank you all very much for listening. I appreciate it.
All right, Dr. Matt Koger, thank y'all so much today. We have had a great show. Remember, next week, Brandon Bamberg right here at the Texan Theater. Thank you, Barbara Horan, Mike, all of you here that helped us today. And remember one thing for sure, always, keep it in your boot.
Thank you.